What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are here. Things are getting real, and we are about to get underway with the very first Combine for Season 8. I am joined by a little bit of a newbie in the booth, but he's been working hard to get up here and finally gonna make his little debut on the mainstream. What's going on, Flay Penguin? How you doing?
We're doing all right, Merely. I'm glad to be here. I may be a newbie, but I'm ready to put in this work and do Nemesis proud and look at some good Rocket League that we got going on. We got Season 8 starting here with the Combine. I'm excited to see the new Provisional League players show up, show out with the new league. Let's see what they can do today.
Yes, sir. And like you said, this is a completely new league, all brand new teams. No one on a roster yet, although I'm sure plenty of people already know what team they're going to, or plenty of GMs already know who they're drafting. But if you're a GM who's a little bit undecided, I would heavily recommend staying tuned for the entirety of these combines. Really good chance to scout out some players, see who you think that the top talents are going to be, and just get more information on the league in general. I know I'm going to be paying close attention. We both will here in the booth. And with that said, heading in, we will have a little bit of the same, pretty much the same format we've had for combines before. We're going to have one game or 3 games total between all provisional players. After that, today we'll move on to the Novice and the Prospect. Feels weird that Novice isn't first. I'm so used to Novice being the lowest league. But what do you expect to see here in this first provisional game, Penguin?
Well, I'm gonna expect a lot of nerves from these newer players. And the skill level is a little bit lower. So instead of novice moments, we're gonna see provisional moments, and it's gonna be bad. But I'm hoping that we see some crazy stuff. I know we got some provisional players that show up in clips and honestly impress. Like no one thinks they can do what they can do, and today here's their time to show it, to show the GMs, and hopefully boost their draft stock, get high up on the boards.
And yeah, as that mechanical baseline does continue to improve from the floor. I mean, we saw in Novice last season, Rooney was pulling off clips that no one even challenger and above hardly hits on the regular. There's definitely some room for mechanical demons, but also, you're going all the way down to Diamond 1. Sometimes you're just looking at the players who don't let your team get scored on offense. I feel like, and I'm not sure if you'd agree with this, but in the Provisional League, now that it is a little bit lower, it's usually the lowest leagues where defense plays a really big part, because it's not as hard to score goals in those lower leagues as it is to keep them out of your own net.
Yeah, for sure. I know in my teams, whenever I have a say in things, I definitely preach defensive structure, defensive rotations, because if you're hard to score on, like they're not going to score on you in this league. Unless you get those crazy mechanical players, like it's going to be hard to score if you have some defensive structure. So if you can drag up a Diamond 1 player, tell them to stick it to the back post, you might have some success in this league.
Absolutely, and we will be getting this one started very shortly. I do see right now we've got Cow, Blade Lucky, and Smile all weighing in the lobby, just waiting for the other 3 players to show up. But since we do have these early risers, or I should say, right on time to the party, can you tell me a little bit about these players in specific?
Well, I know we'll start with Caltarded. Caltarded's been in Nemesis for quite a bit, before my time at least. He started in the Prospect League whenever I joined up, but he's dropping down all the way to Provisional. I know he's a demo demon. Whenever I played him in Novice last season, he did not leave me alone. Me and my team, we struggled and lost against Caltarded. So I'm looking to see some physical play from Cal today, and they might struggle. But I'll transition to Blade Lucky. Blade Lucky is a longtime friend of mine. We've been playing since we were gold plat. Like me and Crispy have been playing that long, and Lucky was right along there with us. He's a lower MMR player, but he will show that it does not matter. He has good mechanics and he shoots the ball well. So let's see if he can show us today what he got, because I know he has it personally. Now, Smile, I don't have much information about, so I'm excited to see a new player and so he can show us what he has. I know this is what this is all about, getting the new players in so they can make a name for themselves.
Yeah, this is really the best way. If you are a free agent, attending these combines, well, not all of them are on stream, but making it on stream especially is going to be a big boost in helping teams look out for you. And I think as we are getting the rest of the players joined up, we will be heading. I don't know what just happened. Something just exploded on my end. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was a bit off-putting as we are going to get into this first game. I guess everyone's a little excited. Not sure what happened there, but we will get game number 1 underway. The very first provisional combine of season 8. Let's get right into it. You can see here we've got Cow, Lucky, and Smile on one team facing off against Wildcats, Russ, or Django's and Broadish. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Whenever there's new players in the league, you never know if you're getting it right. But I'm gonna bring the question to you, Fly Penguin, for this one game. Who do you expect to take it away?
I expect Cal to take over here. He's definitely a player who has a higher skill ceiling of most of the players that I know in this lobby. He's been in the Prospect League, so we'll see if he can show that he should be back there, at least in Novice. So I expect him to be a dominant player with a big impact here.
Definitely hard to disagree, as Broadish almost got a very nice aerial playoff there. Unfortunately blocked away by his own teammate, as the game will remain scoreless for now. And I'm really curious to see what sort of level the Provisional League is able to reach. Obviously, this is the very first combine. Right now, we're mostly looking at individual skill. I'm still curious which players are going to rise up, make their names known early, and make the other players maybe start being a little bit afraid. As Cow, you already talked about him, and he's already on the scoreboard, taking away the first goal.
Yeah, Cal there just waiting for his opportunity. A big whiff. You'll see that a lot down here, but the players that can take advantage will be there to take advantage of it. And Cal was there to show that he will be in the right spot. He will make the good plays and be a top contender in this league. But yeah, we know in Provisional there's going to be some high highs and definitely some low lows. It's just how well they can manage it here. And the blue team definitely going to take advantage of those lows of the orange.
They will definitely try to. Each team, sometimes it just comes down to who can make slightly less mistakes. I am still hoping, Provisional Moment doesn't really have the same ring that Novice Moment has, but if anyone wants to hop on the suggestions, I think Provolone Moment, I think that's a pretty good shout. Just saying. Just throwing that out there, because we are going to need something to, toss at them when the Provisional Moments happen. But with that said, haven't quite seen any Provisional Moments here so far. Pretty solid level of play. There was an open net there, but it did get scored, which is something that doesn't always happen, as this one a little bit awkward, barely saved away, but Django with the follow-up can't put it back on target just yet. And seems like the defenses for both teams, other than that one lapse here, Penguin, actually looking pretty solid all around.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely seeing some... shot on by Bradish, as he shows us that it's going to heat up here once these players get used to the level of play and what they need to do to get points on the board, as Bradish gets it bar down over the blue team.
That was a good play, I'd say. Just coming off that sideboard, not putting the first shot on target, whether intentional or not. was an excellent way to make the defense a little bit awkward, not able to make them comfortable in that follow-up. Bradish comes through, manages to tie up the game. With that said, though, some chaos happening on the goal line, some bumps and some, let's take a look at this again, but looks like the awkwardness of blue team really left them down there.
He definitely got a pool shot there as he bumps two defenders out of the net. He got a 2-for-1 special there as he opens up the net for his team to take the 2-1 lead. That's what I like to see. I'm a physical player myself on the pitch, so I like to see bumps and demos take a big part in the game, as we saw there.
Absolutely, and perhaps we had our very first provolone moment on stream there. You are witnessing history here, folks. As the orange team will climb to an advantage. Only up 2-1 though, still plenty of time left for this blue team to try and get something going. A double commit in the midfield though, they're not really looking like they're on the same page, tripping each other up quite a bit. Luckily for them, that shot not going to result in a shot at all, as it is quite a bit off target. Now we are starting to see some more whiffs come out. A lot of these times, you know, the whiffs, especially down in these leagues, are a bit contagious. One person starts missing, then another person misses, and it's like when someone just starts yawning, the whole room is yawning after you know it. But a little bit back on track here as Cal showing off some mechanics there, getting the air dribbles on. And I gotta say, once again, going back to it, Cal's looked pretty solid in this so far. You know, in a lobby where there have been some mistakes made, he's been fairly consistent coming through, setting up plays. Hasn't been quite enough to push the blue team forward, but if they can try to build off of some of this momentum, maybe they can get something going.
Yeah, hopefully Cal can pull his team together, whether it be communications or just leading by example. He's definitely got to pull his blue team up to the level that the orange team is showing. Well, it might not be that great, but it's enough to have this lead right here. These provolone moments obviously showing that their defense can be Swiss cheese. So it's up to the blue team to take advantage of that.
And of course, the cheesy pun's a staple of the diet of the average Nemesis commentator, whether you like it or not. There's 40 seconds left here now. Blue team really has to try to push for something. There's a double commit from the orange team. A huge clear here is required, and Blade gets it, but Bradish actually in an excellent spot to deal with that one, send it away so there's no follow-up. Cow now trying to get this one center. Lucky if he can get a touch. That one will be tough, and Bradish once again gets back for a very close save, almost sends it all the way down to the other side of the pitch. Some clutch defense here from Bradish in the closing seconds. As now it's now or never. Blue team has to try to make a play. Here comes Smile, tries to get the pinch, and it will get past one. If he can keep this one up, might be able to, but he hits it too far forward. The blue team will not be able to come back from the 1-goal disadvantage. Orange team, in the end, like we talked about before, it was the defense that kept them afloat and helped them win this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both teams were able to get some solid shot opportunities on net. I mean, it's provisional. The net is always open, so just the team with the most shots is more than likely going to win, and the orange team showed it here. Bradish at the top of the leaderboard. He's top of the MMR list in provisional, so he's hoping to show up and show that he's worth a high draft pick here. But these players, they're probably getting a little nervous here there on the blue team. They only get 2 games to show what they got for these GMs, so they gotta show up the next game if they want to get a better look.
Definitely, and I mean, I don't think that was necessarily the worst performance. Like you said, a lot of the times nerves are a factor. They always come into play in situations like these. For some of these players, potentially their first time on stream, I'd say for the most part they handled it fairly well. Looking to our new league, there will be a ton of spots open. So just being out here, just getting on the on the combine in general is going to be huge for increasing your draft stock. Now what's left is just to try and show up as much as you possibly can. And as we head into this next one, we will still have Cow, Blade, and I believe we will have Smile as well. So we've already talked about Cow quite a bit. I know you did talk about Blade. Do you think that was just kind of a one-off performance? He did seem a little bit nervous there in the opening seconds especially.
Yeah, Lucky is he's been in the league for a little bit, but he hasn't had a lot of experience playing time on the field, definitely not on stream. So we could be seeing some nerves or just getting used to the field of play. He might not be acclimated to the players that he's playing against, but given time, given a good warm up. He's definitely due to show us what he's got. He's got it in him.
Yeah, and I would definitely believe in that, as we are going to have to leave this lobby real quick so we can get another one started. Combines always require a little bit more technical prowess. Luckily, we do have the man himself, Crippist, leading us through this, going to guide us in the right direction. Hopefully. Just kidding, we have full faith in him. But as we head into the next one, we had a nice first game. I'm glad it was a close one, not just a complete blowout. Although I'm sure there were some players in there that kind of wished it was a blowout. But do you expect most of these games to be close ones here?
I say expect the unexpected. As I said earlier, the net is always open. So if someone can find a consistent way to shoot it and they can't save it, we could see some blowouts. We could see some long overtimes. It's provisional. It's the definition of unexpected.
Absolutely. And we will be back to the drawing board. I just want to go over real quick because obviously we have an ungodly amount of free agents in the league. Who are some of the other free agents in the Provisional League that you're kind of looking at to probably go early in the draft, or in your opinion, do you think should go early?
If I have to shout out a player, it has to be my good friend Crispy Waves. That man is a legend, and he has improved greatly. And I've watched him since Gold. Me and him have come up together, and he has gone crazy. His mechanics go nuts, and sometimes he has a brain on him, so he can make some saves. So he is definitely one to go high and make a statement here in the Provisional League.
All right. Well, we'll have to see. Is he going to be getting in on this Provisional? Is he going to be on stream for some of these games?
I believe so. He's on Provisional Team 3 here. So we should be seeing him in the next game, I believe. I'm not sure what order we're going in, but we will definitely get some crispy action going on.
Right on. And okay, it actually looks like if all goes according to plan, we should have him in this game and the next one. So we'll have to see. As there he is, we speak him into existence. Crispy gonna be joining up, and all the players will be here now, I believe, as Stylify. Stylify was the last one we were waiting on. They will get joined up. We've got Stylify, Green Sensei, and the original team of Cow, Blade, and Smile. Once again, got to bring it back to you, Penguin. These are some short series here. Only one game could go either direction, obviously, as Rocket League is that type of game. But who do you expect to come out the victor of this one?
I'm going to say the team of Crispy Waves, Green Sensei, and Stylify, not just because I'm a big fan of Crispy, but I saw what Stylify can do on the pitch. He definitely has good mechanics given the time and space, and he can definitely take over a game if given the opportunity. So the orange team definitely has some takeover ability with two players being up top on the MMR scale with good mechanics. So I'm looking for them to show us what they got.
Definitely. And, you know, I said it during the draft as well. I'll say it again. I've been watching Crispy's progression through the Clips channel. Been really impressed. The level of mechanics he's been able to improve on in the last, at least, season or so. Definitely going to look to him, as everyone else will, to make some big things happen in Season 8 here. But as we get started off here, a good attempt by Blade. Won't quite reach the back of the net, but that was a close call for sure for the orange team, as Crispy trying to center this one, trying to get all the way down, and actually it'll be the own goal. Crispy is credited for that one, but you know, at the end of the day, he did have a little bit of help.
Yeah, down here in these lower leagues, they don't have the ability to read the ball so well, so the bounce off the corner just landing right on top of Lucky's car and into his own net. It's unfortunate, but that's what we have to expect in these lower skilled games. It's just going to happen, but it adds to the excitement. Like I said, it's unpredictable, and to expect the unexpected adds to the level of excitement, and I'm here to see it.
Very true. You know what? I'm going to say I don't think we have enough own goals in Titan. When we do get them, they are awesome because they happen so few, but come on, guys, we need some more content. As we get some content there, Green Sensei with a nice pop over two defenders, going to put another one on the board for the orange team.
Yeah, Green Sensei takes it all the way from his end to the other end to put it top cheese and puts it bar down on two defenders as well. Just a skilled shot to pop it right over the blue team. They got a body on it, but they weren't able to save it. Good shot by Green Sensei.
Those are the kind of plays that will get you pretty far in, I was about to say Novice again. I really need to readjust my brain. But those will get you pretty far in the Provisional League. A lot of Rocket League is just making plays that your opponents won't expect, and I'm sure neither of them were expecting that slow-moving ball to reach all the way up to the top shelf as another top shelf, but a huge save by Crispy. It won't matter on the scoreboard in the end, but still, a clean save almost kept that ball out of the net.
Yeah, Crispy was not left with many options, but he got a beautiful save, but it went right into the hands of Cow, who made him pay. Cow is a definite demon to Crispy. They have 1v1'd plenty of times, and he's caused him a lot of pain, as he has done right here to cut the lead in half for the orange team.
And the blue team now looking more threatening than ever, putting together some real nice offensive plays. Only able to really act on one so far, but time ticking. It looks like another one might be coming in, as orange team now, with all the pressure, this ball going to hang wide over the net. Just a soft shot, and Crispy lands in the perfect position to put away the pass from Green Sensei.
Crispy in the right place at the right time. He saw that his teammate was going up for that, and he just landed. And lucky enough, it landed right on his car. Call it calculated, call it luck, but a goal is a goal. But it's looking like this blue team needs to get a little bit more structure. We're seeing some double commits, a little bit wonky rotations, and the orange team is just in the right spot to make them pay. So let's see if the orange team can tighten up and hopefully get this lead cut in half again, and hopefully tie it up here so we get an exciting game.
Definitely seems possible with everything that we've seen so far. They just haven't been able to rapidly put in quick goals in succession. If they can start to rapid fire get those, but Stylify beats out the last defender once again, and blue team just looking a little bit slow while orange team is running all over them.
Yeah, Crispy baiting out Cal. That's the defender you want on the goal line for the blue team. But Crispy, coming off the ceiling, baited him out, and Stylify had a somewhat open net as he just put it right over the last defender and in the net.
Now a 4-1 advantage, but still, over half the game left, plenty of time left. This is a good test before the season even starts to see how good your mental fortitude is. As Cow not able to make a touch there, Blade gonna zoom right past that ball as well. The ball dropped down the midfield. Luckily, Cow will be able to get back, gets a second touch. Some good control there as he tries to stay with it. Get past another one. Blade almost fakes out Crispy. And, you know, they're getting right up there next to the net almost every time. They're coming so close to making these plays happen. But seems like it's just that finishing touch that this blue team is lacking right now.
I wouldn't say that's a good finishing touch, but it is a finish for the blue team for sure. I was going to say Lucky is 1 inch away from greatness, and I guess that's greatness as he scored a goal. But we don't say how, we ask how many, and the blue team has 2 here.
Oh man, I'm gonna have a lot of fun commentating professional games when it comes time for the regular season. All jokes aside, that is something that happens. It's unfortunate. The players are going to be a little bit more inconsistent in the Provisional League, but that just means that when you are consistent, you will have that much more of an advantage. Orange team, even though they did make a very sketchy-looking play there to land 1 goal, they're still ahead because they've been able to take advantage of these offensive opportunities, and they've been hitting open nets left and right. It's still on the blue team, who has to try to find a way to push past this orange defense. And I'm just wondering, Penguin, what exactly you think it is that's necessarily going wrong for the blue team? Is it just mechanical, or does it seem like something maybe communication side is going wrong?
As Crispy Waves scores this open net, I'm going to say it's a combination of trust and desperation. The blue team just trying to make any effort to score a goal, but both Lucky and Cow come out of the net to leave it open for Crispy, and he makes them pay. I mean, it's just going to be that easy. I mean, with if you're trailing late, you're going to try to reach for some offense, and that's going to pull you away from the defense, and Crispy's going to make them pay again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate kickoff shenanigans. It looks like the blue team kind of just falling apart here. That redirect by Smile as well as the miss off of kickoff. Gonna leave a wide open net for Crispy, who, I mean, there's one person you don't want to give a free open net to in this lobby. It's got to be Crispy. Now 4 for 6 on shooting at 720 points. I wouldn't say carrying by any stretch of the imagination. All these players are playing quite well on the orange team. But still, it looks like their communication is superior in this one game. Definitely going to be thanking their picks in the draft, increasing that draft stock for anybody who is watching. But that said, still have 45 seconds left. This is the last game that team number one will. Actually, I think technically they're team number two, but the team with Cowtard, Lucky, and Smile. This is the last game they'll have on stream here. And look at this, honoring a rule one. How could you not draft these guys? I
You
mean, look
gotta,
at how honorable they are.
we saw it at the World Championships, and even in this last regional in NA, people aren't respecting the rule one, but you gotta love to see it here in Nemesis, where true Rocket League is played. If I were a GM in Provisional, which I am, I'd love to see those guys because they are honorable and respectful to the rules of Rocket League.
That's just another level, respecting the game. I mean, those people in RLCS, they might be playing for $1 million prize pools, but if they can't honor Rule 1, then what does it really matter?
Who
Obviously.
needs money when you have Rocket League?
And Team 3, the orange team in this one, will take a convincing win over our previous, and that's unfortunate for the blue team there, as I believe they did come away with 2 losses in the Combine. But still plenty of life in the roster. It seemed like, they had one team, they got basically drafted for it out of the Combines, and sometimes you just don't click with the guys who you have to play with in the Combines. None of your faults are your own. And I think we still saw some flashes of individual skill there, just a little bit unfortunate they couldn't put it all together. At the end of the day, the team number 3 really came out strong.
Yeah, I can definitely say at this level of Rocket League, it's hard to trust your teammates, especially if you've never played with them before. You don't know if they're going to hit the ball hard, if they're going to whiff the ball, so it's hard to predict. It's hard to play with unless you have that experience. But hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to get a look at these players. People are watching the stream looking at potential teammates, so they can figure out how to play with each other. But it's definitely going to be hard to get used to, so run some scrims, get together early if you want to be successful, and get used to your teammates.
Yeah, chemistry is going to go a long way, especially in the Provisional League. Like you said, it can be hard to trust your teammates. So if you find teammates that you can trust, then you just got to beg a GM to draft all of you guys together or trade for you. Team comp is important in every single league. I wouldn't even say it's necessarily more important in Provisional, but having those people you can rely on, especially for someone like you, Fly Penguin, I know who has played with Crispy, like you said, since Gold. You guys knowing each other that well, knowing each other's playstyle that well, is going to be a huge impact on any roster. And adding a third, coming into that, I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I'm coming in with a duo who knows what they're doing. It's all about that team comp at the end of the day, as we will. Okay, sorry, just ran a message real quick. But with that said, we've got one more Provisional League game here that is going to be able to be played as one more team to prove their chances. We will still have the team of Crispy and the boys, and they will be going up against another team. Can you tell me a little bit about the guys on this roster, Penguin?
Well, on Team 3 with Stallify, Green Sensei, and Crispy, they showed us what they can do, but I'm here to see Team 1 again. So Bradish, Wildcats R Us, and Django's Joestar, they got the tight win against Team 2 earlier, but I'm looking to see more from them. Bradish is one to show out. Wildcats R Us, he's a rookie this year, so we'll see if he can show Nemesis that he belongs and as a new player, and show that you can join this league and be competitive and have fun.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a league that you can just join. Rocket League is a universal language. We're all here to have fun. Some of us more than others. But if you're in the Provisional League, I would especially recommend going in with that mentality. If you're having fun, you're never going to lose a game. You might literally lose, but you're always a winner at heart.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're
And
looking to see some quality gameplay. It's not all about the stats. It's not all about the quality of hits you get. It's about how fun you have, and that's what Nemesis has been, at least for me in my experience. I know a lot of people as well, and I'm looking forward for these new players to have just as much fun as I have in Nemesis so far.
that's all we can hope for, as we are still trying to get this joining situation figured out. It can be a little bit difficult to get everyone on the same page, but I promise we will eventually get it. One more provisional, and then we will be heading into the Novice League. Previously, Novice League was the most popular league, I would say. I'm curious to see if that's going to stay the same or if Provisional is going to take that role. But we'll have to figure that out at a later time. Heading into this one, we will have the final game of the Provisional Combines. Is this one already heading on target? Stylify gonna get a big flick over one. Green Sensei on the same wavelength, it seems. And I'm curious now. These are actually the two winners from the first two games, at least. So I'm curious to see who's gonna come out on top of this one.
It's pretty much a preseason tournament for the Provisional League here, as we got the two winners of the Combine games looking to gain supremacy. As we got some heavy hitters here, Crispy Waves with a challenge. We'll see if he can take over as he did in game 2 of our stream with some gimmies, but 4 goals don't lie. So let's see if he can do it again here.
Absolutely. See if they can bring it back once again. So far, a little bit of a slow first minute of action. Nothing too threatening from either team. Only one shot total by Stylify himself. See if he can get another one on target. That one will, and Crispy, it looked like he wanted to go for the bump, but decommitted at the last second. I think if he had managed to get it, that would have been a goal, but, you know, it's a goal anyways. The ball was lingering for approximately 23 seconds in front of the net, and Green Sensei will just waltz on in here and take it for himself.
Yeah, every time Stylify had a solid shot on net, Django's Joestar was there to save it, but chaos in front of the net, the low-level mechanics of recovery here at this level, you're going to see some panic there in front of the net when there's no other defender to bail you out, and that's what happened for the Orange team. It was just panic from Django after he made the initial save, but no one there to back him up. But as Crispy Waves take it up, oh, good shot by him, but you got to limit the chaos here merely for them to take advantage.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm actually of the opinion. Sometimes you want to try to limit the chaos, but sometimes, especially in the Novice League, Prospect League, if you're a team that thrives in the chaos, then just try to create as much as possible. Go cut rotation as long as you're communicating with your teammates. Look for those demos, and well, I'm not sure exactly if that was a chaotic play that worked out, but either way, Stylify get another nice shot off, and we'll put the blue team up by 2.
Stylify with a solid aerial touch. I'm not sure if that was a fake by Crispy and the other team bid on it, but it's a goal. We love to see those here in the Provisional. Not of the highest quality, but it gets a goal explosion, it gets the people going, and gets the blue team to lead even more.
An even higher lead indeed, as they're looking solidly in control of this one, just like the last one, continuing off that momentum. But that's a nice demo from Bradish. Will it be enough? That ball just barely hitting the top post. Will not go in quite yet, but it's still threatening. Django is actually not going to be able to save it. I think it was going in either way, but he will put a finishing touch just to make sure.
We're a little close to halfway in this game,
yeah.
and Stylify has 6 shots already. He is trying to show that he is a shooter here. Not the highest shooting percentage, but like I said earlier, the net is going to be open. Shoot the ball on net, and that's exactly what Stylify is doing, taking advantage of this Orange team's defense. He's been close, and he's got some goals, so he can hit it as long as he keeps shooting. His team's got to enable him to hit that ball hard on net.
And yeah, if it's working, it's working. If you take enough shots, surely at least a few of them will go in, right? Seems to be the philosophy Stylify is going for right now, and so far he's not wrong. Blue team up 3 goals, and Orange team haven't really been able to find anything, as they'll actually find their own net and give another free goal to Stylify, making his shooting percentage look a little bit better.
Yeah, he was not credited with a shot there, so that will boost the percentage for sure. I'm sure Crispy was tempted to steal that one there, maybe to get in the limelight, but he feels backflip that shot, and it was credited to Stylify. I'm sure he'll be grateful after this game is over.
Now, blue team looking poised to take yet another one-game series, up 4-0, but there might still be opportunities for this Orange team to come back. They haven't really had much, just one shot from Django, and that's about it in terms of offensive pressure, at least realistic offensive pressure. Other than that, it's been all blue team, as this one sent across the net once again. And I gotta say, the individual performance, Django getting at least one shot there, but Wildcats Russ, if you're him, I think, was he the one who was lagging actually? He might have been experiencing some internet issues.
Bradish was the one who was saying he was lagging. Django is actually the one with the highest ping. He's at over 100, but he's the one fighting through it with 3 saves on his team. He's begging, pleading for his team to help him out, get it out of their zone. It seems like we've been living in this orange half, but at this point, you got to fight for pride, fight for individual stats. Got to show these GMs, please draft me. Astolify off the backboard. Crispy follow up and score.
Blue team showing absolutely no mercy here. It does feel like this one is, you could probably call it by now, as Crispy will put in another one. He wanted to get a little goal for himself. Can't blame him for it. We'll see if they keep absolutely hammering this orange net. But you gotta feel confident in drafting any of these guys, Green, Crispy, or Stylify at this point if you're a GM in the Provisional League.
Yeah, they're definitely showing their dominance here. And hey, maybe try to get a couple of them on the team. It clearly works. But if they get on the team, it could be dangerous for the Provisional League. But yep, at this point, I'd say we could call it. So try to get something here for yourself as Django whiffs a shot. But, it's provisional. You're not going to hit every shot. So as long as you're showing effort and trying, these GMs will look at you and say he didn't give up. So we'll see how it shows for them come the draft.
We will have to see. At the end of the day, we can somewhat show individual performance here, but it always comes down to the team aspect. What teams work together best with each other? I mean, right now, looking at this, I don't know if they have the MMR room, but this team with Stylify, Green, and Crispy not looking too shabby itself. 5-0 commanding lead, and won the last one by quite a bit as well. Crispy gonna try to keep this one up, gets a nice back foot flick. See if they can get one more for the road. Doesn't look like they'll be able to. But they will take, once again, another convincing league. GG's to all the Provisional League players, as I think we had a pretty successful bout of games here.
Absolutely. This is going to be my draft pool. This is going to be my competition. I love to see some of these names that I haven't seen yet. I love to see the names that I do know show up and show out. And come draft day, I will be glad to have any of these players on my team.
Most definitely. And we are just a tiny bit behind schedule here, so we will be going on very shortly, going all the way to the Novice League Combines. Same sort of format. We'll be right back. But thanks for watching, guys, and take care. We'll be right back after this short break.
Walking on the moon. One moment to escape. You're walking on the moon.
Ben, looks like you're here now, ready to go. How are you feeling about these?
I'm doing great, Dom. I'm just excited to see some novice league action. Really excited about the upcoming season, and we're just gonna have to see. Combines are always excited. People trying to show their worth before the draft, and I'm just excited for it.
Yeah, this is an exciting time to be in Nemesis. If you did happen to make it uh, just in this week, even better. You got plenty of opportunities to show off who you are as a Rocket League player and show off those skills. Try to get drafted, get your name out there. And for players who already have been in the league in a while, even players who maybe have teams they want to go to already, it's a nice little exercise to get to play against your fellow league mates and see how you stack up against them. But either way, we will be having a couple teams in here. No one in here quite yet. And I'm just curious, looking at this draftee list in Novice Jaegers, who are some of the people that you're excited to look forward to in the Novice League?
I do know Parallax dropped down to Novice this season, which is absolutely wild to me. The boundaries changing, merely mixing everything up. Who else? Give me 1 second to pull it up. I see C Money for the Whelps. And looking at this draftee board, I see DP Snail. I see JD Rooney, the Finals MVP last season. So these aren't players I expected to see in Novice. This is ridiculous, merely.
Yeah, with the MMR caps being raised quite a bit, at least for the name of the league. I know this has kind of happened in all of the leagues except for Titan and minimally in Rival. I know you didn't expect to be Prospect this season either. The boundaries are really throwing everyone for a loop here.
It really is. Merely like Novice this season is what Prospect was in season 4. That's ridiculous. Like the boundaries just keep going up and up. And I think that was what Challenger back in season 2. Like it's insane to me.
Yeah, it's really curious how the league has grown so much now. We do need those new boundaries, and it's really good for the league as well, in my opinion, because I've talked about it before, but now the skill cap, the skill differential between the top and the bottom of the league is going to be quite a bit more muted. It'll be, in theory, more competitive, but I think in practice we'll see how that kind of plays out. But with that said, I believe we do have almost everyone in here that we need. And looking at the players in the lobby, who are some players that you're going to be looking to maybe pop off in these combines?
Just looking at the players, I see a couple of names I recognize. Mr. Marino and Sky Newbie being two of them. The other guys look probably new players, it looks like, coming into the season. Don't quite recognize them. Maybe a few name changes. I'm not too sure. But, look for Mr. Marino and Sky Newbie to pop off in this one. Also, Chunk Light. That's another person I recognize.
Very true, and some of these guys we have seen in Novice before, some of them we've seen even a bit higher, as we will get started right into this one. See how things pan out here in the first streamed combine, at least of the Novice League. Volcron getting a pass across. Marino beat out by Bandit, though. Two players up in the air, and if this one can get centered, Tripwire just had an open net to shoot at, can't quite make it happen. And, the boundary's about raised. I don't know if that open net shooting accuracy has, though.
Definitely has an Unreal Bandit got put one away finally. It seemed like the Orange team had all the pressure, and, Team 1 was just scrambling, doing whatever they can to keep the ball outside the net, and, just the pressure just fell through.
That is absolutely some immense pressure right off the kickoff, taking hold and not really letting go. Might be a chance for another one, but Tripwire goes over the ball. That one's still going to find its way through as Orange Team gets a second one within a span of 35 seconds.
And Chunk Light's going to save Tripwire a bit. Tripwire got a little too excited, pre-jumped a little too much. He was faking merely. That calculated. And Chunk Light just got put in the back of the net.
100% calculated. All the way, you know it. The novices know it best. They are the best fakers in the entirety of the league. Get out of here, Bagels and Bubbly. You guys think you know how to fake? Chunk Light will show you how it's done. Either way, though, Sky Newbie Getting a nice shot off here, but a little bit too low. Easily saved away by the orange team. Will look to start a counterattack. Chunk Light sends this one down. But control taken away once again, actually. Volcron kind of hitting it to Bandit there. This one will go center, but no one from the orange team there. Sky Newbie coming through. Maybe looking for a highlight reel play of his own, but he won't even be able to get started, as he is challenged instantly. And the orange team so far, it looks like they've been controlling the majority of this game so far. I mean, they've hardly even let blue team have a chance to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, blue team does have 2 shots from Sky Newbie, but that's about all the pressure they've gotten. The ball, it seems like, stayed 90% of the time on Team 2 side of the half, and Team 1 just doing whatever they can to clear it away.
They are getting a little bit of life here and there, but plays like that not really going to help out too much. Sky keeping the ball in his own zone. Finally, they will find a clear out, and here comes Sky Newbie off the backboard. Marino looking for the touch. You know, Marino was actually someone last season who we really looked at in the Novice League, and was someone who felt like, or who I felt at least, played exceptionally well. I'm looking at him to have a repeat performance here. But
Bandit!
That said, Bandit coming through with a huge shot, putting Orange Team up by 3.
That was a double tap merely. Like this is Novice. Like, I mean, we saw it last season, Rooney popping off, and then, like, is this just going to be the normal thing?
You know, I think we might have to get used to it. I think we might have to get used to Novice players actually making good plays, and that is something that I am absolutely here for. Like you said, Rooney last season was really the only one who was conceivable, but Bandit going to get another free one here. This one much less impressive, but still Orange Team farming points out here.
What are you talking about, merely? It's an open net shot, the hardest shot in the game. Bandit's going to put another one in for the hat trick. And look, if you're a GM, you're looking at this. You're looking at playmakers, and you're looking at people who can score.
Yeah, and if you're looking for someone who can score, I would say Bandit is a pretty good option right about now. Already 3 for 5. He's been taking shot after shot, and they've been working out a good majority of the time. Orange Team in general seems to be communicating much more effectively, but that's not the best play, and Volcron off the pass from Marino will be able to get something on the board.
Not the best play, merely. That was a 3-man passing play by the blue team. Sky Newbie to Mr. Marino to Volcron to the back of the net. I mean, they haven't been scoring much. That was it. That was their first goal, but I mean, that was a way to put in the back of the net, if I do say so myself.
I'm happy to Caster's curse that one into existence, as Sky Newbie trying to recreate another one. Volcron will be there for the follow-up, and hold up. All of a sudden, looks like blue team is warming up here.
I mean, don't call it a comeback, but I mean, there is still 2 minutes left in this one. And I mean, this blue team's trying to make a name for themselves, trying to fire back.
Absolutely, and now only 2 goals, a much less threatening than that 4-goal disadvantage that they were at previously. It's only a few more in the back of the net, and they could easily tie this one up, even take an advantage. Miscommunication from the orange team coming out on the front lines. They will manage to get the clear out, but it's sent right back, and no one's really home. Bandit can't make the touch. Tripwire going to have to make a play, but he has 0 boost. That one almost on target. Sent away, but the pressure from blue team continuing to ramp up. Some unorthodox plays happening in the corner here. Almost working out. But still, orange team solidified their defense, and they're not interested in letting this comeback come to light here.
Oh, just a pinball play by orange, trying to keep it out the back of the net. And I mean, it seems like the blue team started out a little lethargic, started out slow, wasn't getting their touches. Maybe they weren't warm, but now they're finally starting to ramp up, starting to get pressure, and putting some shots on target. They actually, right now, I believe, have as many shots as Team 2 after being behind the whole game. And Volcron got to put another one in.
Now it's only 1 goal. They've been on the back foot almost the entire game, but they have taken control in the last couple minutes. And they look like they do not want to let up. 58 seconds left to try and tie this one up. Let's see if they can do it. Off of the kickoff, Sky Newbie going to get a nice touch. That one's off the backboard. Volcron could have an opportunity here. Goes for the double touch. didn't quite have enough boost to finish it off, but you could see the play happening in real life there. It was like in slow motion. If there was a little bit more boost in the tank, might have been able to put in the back of the net. And you can see the skill difference from last season to this season. Everything looking faster, everything looking more mechanical. Chunklight will send this one down, but sent right back. Only one person back on defense, but Bandit does well to keep that one out. Off the backboard, Volkron down, but Marino had already jumped. He committed a little bit early, and that could have been their moment, but instead, Orange Team will send it all the way down the pitch to the other end.
And merely, I love the idea. Like, what a shot. It was just a little too ambitious. The third man wasn't quite back, and blue team gets punished for it.
Unfortunate there. Now 20 seconds, still possible. With what we've seen, blue team does have the potential here to figure it out, but it's going to be tough, and with Chunklight coming through, sending it off the backboard, going to be nigh impossible. Another one going on target, and that should do it. Blue team, put up a very impressive resistance, but at the end of the day, Orange team regaining control and taking a convincing 6-3 advantage here.
Yeah, no, I mean, they fought back, but I mean, it seems like Orange team just pulled away as fast as they started out the game. It was really a tale of minutes. I mean, the first minute, Orange team scored 3 goals, then the blue team scored 3, and then Team 2 just finished it off.
And a great display there, especially, I mean, you got to give it to Bandit, scoring 4 goals there. Yeah. Just a very impressive game by him. That one double touch. Very impressive stuff coming out there. And the other members of his team, no slouches either, doing an excellent job of bringing up the rear.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone seemed to realize like what this combine meant for them. They all went for really mechanical plays. You saw some passing plays, you saw some teamwork, and that's what GMs want to see. They want to see the ability for to get some passing plays going. And last few seasons, maybe like you see some passing plays in Challenger, but I mean, in this season, you're seeing it in Novice, you're seeing it in Prospect. I mean, you've always seen it in Rival and Titan. So it's just looking to be the best season yet. I know we say that literally every season, but it's just because it's true. Like each season is getting more and more competitive. Excuse me, and mechanical.
Yeah, I think both things are 100% accurate. I mean, as the baseline for skill of the league increases, so does each individual players, and so does the teamwork. It's really fun to see how much the esport has evolved over the last 5 or 6 years into something truly beautiful, where even now you can see novices making double touches. A point where in season 4 of Nemesis, I don't think we would have ever expected to be at this point. But with that said, we will be heading into another game shortly. I believe one of the teams will be staying, and we'll having them rotate out. I'm curious to see, though. We will see, I believe, Bandit back for at least one and his squad. I'm curious to see if they can have a repeat performance, or if maybe that was just a kind of a one-off for them.
I mean, if it isn't, that's a first round pick right there, merely. But I mean, sometimes I don't know. This season is kind of hard to call because I mean, last season, like sometimes novices would score like amazing goals, and sometimes it'd be a fluke. Sometimes it wasn't. Like, but you never really know. But with this season, with the boundaries and all that, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect, merely.
Yeah, it's hard to know, and that's why we're at this combine as well, to see what we should be expecting for the league. I know I'm expecting great things in terms of content, but it still lies to see what that content exactly will be. As we are finally having some players join up in here. Oh, I see Brindy the Blade. It's a bit of a tongue twister, along with Aiko and Pangy. I do remember Brindy. Do you have any information on these other 2 players here, Jaegers?
I think I do believe that Aiko and Pangy are it's their first season in the league. I'm not able to see any of the novice combine stuff as I'm not an assistant GM anymore. but I do believe they are new players to this league, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, if they are, then this is the perfect opportunity for them to come out here swinging and show us what they've got. As we will have everyone joined up now, I do believe. And here we go. Everyone will be joining up. We've got Threat, Chancellor, and Removing Pillow versus Brindy, Aiko, and Pangy. And I know you said you don't have too much information on these players, but do you still... I still got to hear a prediction for you. If for nothing else than the sake of content, who do you think is going to take this one, Jaegers?
Well, Amelia, just looking at it, looking at the logistics, looking at all the previous stats, I'm taking the blue team in this one.
Fair enough. You want to elaborate on the logistics of that?
Nope.
All right. Well, it looks like your prediction was pretty good, as they will come out swinging here and take the first goal of the game. Nice little fake there from Aiko. We were talking about those before. A nice little fake, and the follow-up shot is good.
Yeah, no, just a nice shot by Brindy starting this game off right. And, I mean, Orange team just needs to get some pressure. They've stayed on their half most of the game, albeit it's only 20 seconds in. But you don't want to fall behind early in this game because, you're only here for one game. You need to start popping off. Brindy the Blade got to get a second goal and as many shots here.
And the man is a menace in this combine, hitting it off the corner to himself. Threat was in a decent position, but unfortunately does backflip there, and already blue team taking a heavy advantage in the very first minute of game number one. Well, game number one and the only game of this so-called series.
Yeah, but hey, there's also games being streamed by staff members. If you're a GM or assistant GM, you're able to see those.
Yeah, most definitely. And now things have settled down a little bit, it seems. As a demo coming out from Threat, we'll be looking to get a little bit more aggressive.
Ooh.
That one off the par, and he does manage to finish it off. Barely coming through, looked a little bit sketchy for a second, but a good finish and a great shot there by Threat.
Really, I think that was the first certified banger of the season. I know it's not technically the season, but man, that was a shot, top corner and in. And if you're gonna come back in the game, that's how you're gonna do it. It's just putting shots on target and really, just hitting in the back of the net.
Well, I don't know. Don't forget about that double touch last game. I think that could have a pretty good shout for first certified banger of the season. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that at the awards show. But hold up, Aiko gonna send a long one, and it will just float in here.
Sometimes you just have to clear the ball, and unfortunately for the Orange team, they weren't able to get back in time. Maybe Removing Pillow didn't have enough boost. But that's why you always want to take those searching shots, especially in Prospect and Novice, and I guess Provisional now, because sometimes the defense doesn't always have boosts, can't make it back in time, and that ball just floats in the back of the net.
Yeah, and sometimes, one skill that doesn't get talked too much about is just danger evaluation. I'm sure we've all been in positions before where we're like, oh, that ball's coming at the net, but it's pretty. So, oh God, it's over my head and it's in our net. Sometimes these things happen, especially at a lower league. You can sometimes misevaluate a threat. That's why it's important to try and create as many threats as possible. But with that said, blue team, after having a very strong start here, does retain the advantage, but they've still got some more work to do to close this one out. As Orange team has been looking quite threatening on the counterattacks. Chancellor just absolutely pre-jumping over the top. Can't quite get the touch, but is making the blue team a little bit more hesitant with their touches, a little bit more scared to come out and do anything. And I gotta say, even though the blue team has been in control, it still seems like this one is closer than a 2-goal game. The Orange team seems well within their rights to come back in this one, Jaegers.
Absolutely. Neither team has too many shots, so anything could happen. Removing Pillow gets a bump on Aiko, but Orange team not able to capitalize, and Pingy gonna take possession here. And we haven't been seeing any demos, any toxicity in their play. They've been passing, they've been looking for the mechanics, but sometimes GMs just look for the demos to clear the open net. And it'd be interesting to see. That is the meta right now in comp merely.
Yeah, in comp and in RLCS, it would appear, if Com had anything to say about it.
Oh yeah.
But we haven't really seen very many of those physical plays so far. That could be something that could easily turn the tide of any game, any series once we do go into that format. With a minute 30 left, one thing is sure, and that's that the orange team has to try to switch up something now.
What a save!
Oh my goodness, you don't get much closer on the saves than that one was. A little bit too close for comfort, perhaps, if you're the orange team, but the ball stays out of their net for now, and even though they're still dealing with this aggression, won't result in anything just yet. But as I say that, Brindy coming through, putting home a fourth one for the blue team.
Brindy just gonna check in with the hat trick. It looked like orange team was gonna get that one away, and then Brindy just puts it home. And with a minute left, it's looking like blue team's gonna take this one.
It does look convincing, but it might be different MMRs, but this is still the Novice League. You never know what's going to happen as that one so close once again from a moving pillow. Orange team, I mean, they only have 2 shots, but it feels like they've had so many opportunities to make big plays. Another miscommunication there as they do seem to be getting a little bit desperate, trying to find anything here in the closing minute. Hard to blame them as 3 goals is not easy to come back from, no matter what league you are playing in. They'll look to get at least one more on the board. Here comes Chancellor. Removing Pillow getting a 50 as well, but Threat can't quite get that one over. Might be another open net. I think that one's just off though, and it will be off, but the follow-up is good. Another one in just to secure it, and Pengy will get his first goal of the game.
No, I don't think that was an open net miss merely. I think Brindy just wants to see his homies eat. Wanted Pengy to get a shot on target, and Pengy did him justice by putting it in the back of the net.
Yeah, you love to see the good friends who help out their teammates. He obviously wanted to get another shot on net for his teammate. As that's another one, and maybe he didn't even need that last one. Pengy gonna come through and get another one. Now blue team looking for the Brazil.
Anything could happen in Novice, but I think blue team's running away with this one. Merely 6-1 is a quite ridiculous scoreline, and they're gonna take it.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a chance of the orange team coming back in this one. Gotta be perfectly honest, even if it is mathematically possible. It's also mathematically possible that one of us gets hit by a meteor in the next 5 seconds. But I don't think either of those things are going to happen. We got 5 seconds left. This ball is going to find its way around the field a little bit further. Still kept up by Threat. He didn't just stop moving his controller. You like to see that fighting to the very end. And there we have it. Blue team will be able to take this one in very comfortable fashion. Although I will say, the end scoreline was pretty devastating for the orange team, but they didn't really look like they were out of it at all, especially in that first 2, 3, 4 minutes even.
No, it did look like anything could happen. Except blue team kind of went on a scoring barrage at the end, putting some shots on target. And orange team just didn't have an answer for them.
Yeah, and it can be unfortunate to find that yourself in that position. When it's a series, it's never usually the end of the world. You can always come back in the next game, refocus. But when it is that one-game series, a little bit unfortunate. If it gets away from you, it can be hard to really find any momentum back. But with that said, we will be heading into the final game of the Novice Combines, at least on stream. And actually, I have word that we will not be heading into the Novice third game. So we are going to head straight into Prospect. And with that said, if our other casters are ready, I do believe we are just going to do a short transition here. Let me just get a quick mic check. Just unmute if you're ready for me to throw it over to you, boys. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and toss this over. Thank you guys very much. It's been a pleasure casting. Thank you, Jaegers. As always, a lot of fun casting with you. I'll toss it over to Psycho here now to bring us into the Prospect League Combines.
What's up, everybody? Ready to bring this in. Merely Jaegers, you guys, fantastic as always. Love to see it. Appreciate you putting in the heavy work here in the Nemesis Gaming League, as you normally do. And I just need to get myself into a lobby here, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a quick moment. Trying to run a whole bunch of things at once. We're trying to get this Prospect this Prospect League. Prospect League Combine ready to go for you as soon as we can. But in the meantime, your boy Psychonautic here in the booth, joined by someone new around here, but making a lot of waves, Gallium. Glad to have you joining me up here in the booth for this.
I appreciate it, Psycho. You know, a lot of people are upset about my name change. You can call me Gallium Charles. It does not matter to me. But yeah, it's a pleasure joining you here on this fine evening for some Prospect gameplay, and I'm just excited to see what's in store. You know, it's the first time I've been around Nemesis in the first couple games of the season, or like the beginning of the season. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out how everything works around here, and it's been actually a blast. So hoping to continue this fun going into these games that we're about to have.
Yeah, and these combines are actually somewhat new to the Nemesis naming, to the Nemesis Gaming League. This is actually our third annual combines. The first two turned out to be really, really good. Had some really good turnouts. Not only in the Twitch viewership, but also have a lot of players that get to turn out here. All the GMs, AGMs, and retained team captains get to go through the Discord. We have a bunch of different channels set up, and then of course we have the main one here, so everybody gets exposure. We try and get as many of the draftee players exposed to the GMs and AGMs as we possibly can, so that way everybody can go into the draft being as informed as they possibly can. Charles.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, actually. I didn't know combines existed in Nemesis until about a week ago, and I was actually watching the provisional and the novice, the novice and the provisional games, and they seemed like a really fun time. And for all the GMs out there watching this, it's honestly really cool to see how players can shape up for your organization and see how they can fit onto your team. And this is really cool event in general, and I'm just excited for some Prospect gameplay. I joined Prospect this season, so I'm just basically looking at my competition right now. I don't know about you, Psycho, but I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm helping the War Room being their AGM. I'm gonna be helping them, helping foam do a little drafting in the Prospect League. So I'm definitely keeping my eyes out here as well. I was one of the streamers for the Prospect 3 and 4 team, while the Provisional and Novice leagues were going on. So I got to see the same six players play, I don't know, about 4 or 5 matches. It was a pretty nice little thing, and hopefully those same 6 players will be joining us on the pitch. But instead, right now, we have the first 2 teams in the Prospect League. On the blue side, we got Puggles, Curial Cereal, and Kyler in Team 2. On the orange side, we've got Shorts, I Fear the Beard, and Snipsy. Snipsy actually moving up from the Novice League last year. I think Curial Cereal might have also moved up. Pugs and Kyler, I believe, are returning Prospect players. Snipsy trying to find the backboard. I Fear the Beard was there, but he couldn't get it through. Pugs taking his time, picking the ball up, but can't get it past Shorts in the defensive line. Snipsy taking his time, but he has the 50 in the midfield. I Fear the Beard pops it up, gets it not demolished, but just yeeted by Puggles. Not able to follow the ball there. The blue team trying to get some momentum going here, Charles, but not the orange team's just not letting them.
No, not at all. The defense for the orange team has been pretty outstanding, but if you are the orange team right about now, you're looking for boosts. I've noticed as a shot goes in by Kyler that they're stealing the boost, and without boost, you can't defend, as Kyler puts in the back of the net.
That is a very, very good tactic to starve the other team of boosts, especially in the Prospect League, where these players are still kind of relying on the big boost, the 6 big boosts, and they're not, I hear a lot of them not talking about pads, not looking for pads, and so it makes it a very viable option to starve down in the Prospect League. I Fear the Beard on the sidewall. Snipsy trying to find Shorts in the pass. And I Fear the Beard going to miss his clearing touch. The ball is up in the orange side. Curial Cereal with the touch off the sidewall. But I Fear the Beard going to get the clear Shorts with the stop, getting his third save of this game. Short's been doing a lot of work on that defensive line for Team 2 so far, Charles.
Yeah, I've been really impressed actually with Orange Team's defense. A shot almost slipped by there, but it's been really kind of a delight to watch the defense just really go out there and perform. But the thing that's lacking for me as a shot goes far down is just the transition game for the Orange Team. I feel like there's only one player that's going up by themselves and trying to make them play instead of the team going up, and it's really costing them here, as obviously they haven't scored a goal, but I don't think I've seen them in the blue end for more than 30 seconds since the entire game, Psycho. Just more so looking for the offense to step up here in a big way.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need to as we enter the second half of this game. If the Orange Team wants to have a fighting chance here, they're going to have to find the back of the net sooner or later. The blue team still leading by 1, not interested in allowing the Orange Team any room. We see I Fear the Beard getting in there, trying to do some damage. And it was such an awkward play that I guess it just worked.
Welcome to the Prospect League, ladies and gentlemen. As Puggles, I think there's a miscommunication on the goal line. Don't really know what was happening there. I'm sure he did not have any boost to make that play, and it's now a tie game on a little bit more of an awkward goal here as we are entering the last half of this match, Psycho.
Yeah, we are now tied 1-1. A little over 2 minutes ticking down on the clock. Shorts gets possession, pops it up. Snipsy's there with the shot, but can't get it through. Kyler with a big defensive save. And I Fear the Beard off the backboard. But Kyler helping the blue team out once again, clearing it away from the mid. Snipsy with the shot that's going to go wide. But that one was quite the heater. If it had been on target, it might have not have been able to be stopped by the defensive side of things. Pugs trying to follow up. Snipsy gets it away from him, gets it past one, but Kiro Cyril takes away the possession, turning it over to the Orange Team. And I got to say, the Orange Team has definitely stepped things up here in the second half so far, Charles. They're not getting they're only getting outshot by 1, so they're not getting nearly as outshot by the blue team as they were in the first half of this match.
No, and their offense is starting to fire on all cylinders here. But the thing I'm worried about for this Orange team is, as you've noticed, is whenever the blue team comes with a counterattack, the Orange team just barely gets to that ball. And I'm expecting a goal to just slip by here if they don't prevent that from happening in the future, Psycho.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Well, I Fear the Beard trying to find Snipsy. These two have been actually all three, I have to say, of the Orange team have been looking for each other, looking to make passes infield, and it might just pay off for them in the final 30 seconds, perhaps in overtime, if blue is not careful. Kirill Cyril gets the touch down to Pugs. Pugs getting the pop out to the mid. Nobody else there to take possession. Snipsy going to send it all the way back. Kyler banging it out of the corner, but not able to follow it. The final 10 seconds before overtime, will either team be able to end this here in regulation? Pugs with the floater, 2 up for it, but it's not going to go. And nobody else from the blue team there to commit on that ball, and we are going to touch down. We got an overtime here, Charles. As first overtime in Prospect is looking good for him.
Oh boy, if you're a GM, you are sitting up in your chair right now. These two teams are putting on a show for us tonight. Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to say, if I'm going to go with a little bit of prediction here, Psycho, I was pretty successful with my predictions. I would have to say, pat myself on the back. In the playoffs and late season for Nemesis. So I'm actually going to go with the prediction right now. I'm going to say that the Orange team is going to find a way to win it. And I think the person who's going to score is going to be Snipsy.
Oh, man, you heard it here first. He threw it down. Let's see if Charles, the master predictor, is right, or if he's wrong. Washed I Fear the Beard. Trying to get it going. Snipsy finds I Fear the Beard with a big shot. Oh my goodness. What a heads up play from those two.
if it was going to be a goal scored in this game, in this overtime, it was going to be a fancy one at best. Snipsy did not score that goal, but he got a beautiful assist. And the Orange team going to take this away in a very close game.
Yeah, you weren't entirely wrong there. You still got some redeemable factors about your prediction there. It wasn't Snipsy, but it was Team 2, as you said. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to clean up the first game here, and we're going to do our best to get things loaded right back in to get the next game going. And that's basically, if you're just now tuning in, you didn't see earlier, that's pretty much how it's going to go, is each team is going to get one, possibly 2 matches on stream, depending on the lineup of things, but we're going to try and get as many different players on and off the screen as we possibly can, so everybody gets a little bit exposure, and the GMs and AGMs get to see a little bit of everybody, see who they want to contact for some private tryouts, or some of them are actually going to be having some open tryouts. So if you're watching right now, you're not a part of Nemesis Gaming League, we are gearing up for Season 8. Feel free to jump over to that Discord, join up, put in your player registration form. The drafts will actually be Friday night. We'll have the 3 low leagues, Provisional, Novice, and Prospect, as the Combines are for tonight. And then Saturday, we're going to be having the draft for the higher leagues, Challenger, Rival, and the Big Boys Titan, Charles.
This is going to be such a cool thing. I don't know if anybody outside of the Firestorm org knows this, but I am in fact an AGM of Firestorm, so I'm looking out for these players right now. And as I've only been AGM for like 2 weeks, granted, but it's been pretty fun, and I'm looking for these players to really just go out there and perform. And last match, I really could not pick out a single player that really stood out. I think everybody looked great out there. Everybody played their part, and honestly, if you're a GM, this is basically the best thing to ever happen as a GM. I can't imagine those first couple of seasons when you don't have combines like this, setting up tryouts, the hassle you have to go through as a GM to try to find that talent, and you basically kept in the dark, essentially, I'm assuming, for the first couple of seasons. So I think this is definitely a breath of fresh air, and Rocker Man, this is a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, the Combines were huge. Before that, we just had, the GM would just post his tryouts. A lot of the GMs I see would just sort of dictate it down to their captains and tell their captains, well, find a time that you can run tryouts, and then run tryouts and decide who you want to draft for your team. But if you got a blank team, it falls to the GM to do that. And, sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes you don't have enough time. I've seen GMs that show up, the day of the draft, and they didn't have any tryouts and nothing happened. So they're just kind of go on a whim. They're just at the table trying to figure out who fits on their roster and who they could get right then and right there. So these combines, they're really, really nice. As a GM and AGM, if you don't got nothing to do, you can just put on the Twitch stream and just, see what kind of talent Nemesis has to offer this season.
This is actually amazing. I'm seeing some players join up, and I see Speed Demon is in the lobby, and 5/3 Stupid, and I don't know many Prospect players. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I do know that those two are definitely making a name for themselves in the Nemesis Gaming League, and they're going to be some players to watch out for in this game. I have, going to be completely honest, have no clue what team they're going to be on, but whatever team they are on, and if they are on the same team, it's going to be a pretty high scoring game, to say the least.
Yeah, so these are the guys that I was streaming prior to coming into the booth. 5/3, Speed Demon, and Freak Mighty are all on the same team, and then Nixoy, Turbo, Pulsa, which I can't remember who that was before he recently changed his name, and I'm gonna butcher this one, but Zia are all on the same team. As you can see now, these players are joining up onto the pitch. And I got to say, Charles, just based on what I saw a little bit earlier, I would be keeping my eyes open on Freak Mighty, 5/3, and Zia specifically. Those were the 3 that I thought kind of shined above the rest. Though, not to take away from anybody, this is an opportunity right here for each and every one of these players to absolutely shine on the pitch right now.
Yeah, and if I had to pick a team to win, it'd obviously be Orange Team because they have a professional Rocket League player on their team. I mean, they're looking really great. And a little bit of a side note here, I love Zia's car. I don't know if anybody has any interest in car design, but I think Zia's car is really nice. Is Freak Mighty, as you said, a player to look out for. Almost just scored there, and it's starting to heat up very early in this game.
Yeah, I like that throw, that shout out to Zia's car, the Twinser. I've always been partial to the Twinser, and you don't see a lot of people using it, but it's almost like the Octane step sibling or something.
Yeah, yeah, totally. It's like more of an Octane off-roading car, and it's really cool, especially with that titanium white that they put on the car. As Zia's gonna go up for a block there, almost another goal. Man, this blue team's looking hungry, Psycho.
Yeah, they certainly are. However, this orange team not letting anything through, and I will eat my words immediately as 5/3 comes through and gets the first goal for the blue team.
Well, we have a caster curse, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not even the regular season yet. As 5/3 is just gonna put that in the back of the net. I'm thinking a little bit of a lapse on defense there, and an unfortunate goal to get this started because the orange team's defense was looking so good.
Yes, it certainly was. And I mean, it still technically is. And the blue team haven't had to play much of a defense as the orange team's only registered 2 shots on net so far. But still plenty of time left on the clock, 3 minutes and 18 seconds. As 5/3 is going to take it up his own back wall. Got the carry. Gets it past one in the midfield. Down to Speed Demon, who gets an awkward touch. Doesn't work out for him. The ball is popped up. Freak Mighty with the touch. And it puts it down under Speed Demon. Speed Demon wasn't expecting them to get that next touch. 5/3 with a double touch off the corner, but it gets pinched in between the wall and Nixoy. As Nixoy finds Turbo in the mid. 5/3 taking his time in the corner. He gets beat out by Zia. Speed Demon going to take it away from him. Looking to get the clear. Turbo banging it out to the mid. Nixoy's there. Tries to get the... It looked like he was trying to get a fake there on 5/3. But it didn't quite work out for him as the ball gets cleared out of the blue half. And blue now looking to make an offensive push here. Freak Mighty with a big shot that's going to get deflected. And, man, Charles, the blue team is not interested. They want it all.
They do want it all, and I will say the orange team is getting into the blue team's end, but the shots just haven't been as on target and just as quality chances as Freak the Mighty just jukes someone out. Oh, almost a finish there. But as I was saying, the chances haven't been as quality for the orange team as the blue team has, and you can definitely see it as the blue team with 8 shots. That's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm looking to see more shots as this game continues here.
Yeah, there's one right there, and another one. They just took it from 8 to 10. Blue team putting on a clinic right now, not allowing the orange team any space to breathe. Even as the orange team gets a clear, the ball is immediately put back into their zone. This blue team just going crazy. Under 2 minutes left on the clock, and you wouldn't be able to tell it by the scoreboard that the blue team is doing the most right now. As you know, they've forced 6 saves so far, Charles, but I feel like in comparison to the 10 shots, they should be doing a little bit more.
Yeah, they should be, and a shot from Turbo Pulsa almost slipping in. Still don't know who that player is. I don't know if their actual name is Turbo Pulsa, but I guess we're just kind of call them that for now. As you know, as you're saying, that the blue team just looking super hungry. And if I was watching this and I did not, and I couldn't see the scoreboard, I would probably say it would be like 5-0 by now. I mean, the chances have just looked absolutely just exquisite from the blue team. And as this game goes, it's coming down to the wire here in these last 30 seconds. And as it comes to a close, I think the scoreline is going to stay the same way it already is, Psycho.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the orange team is able to break out of their own half, and even when they are, the blue team almost immediately throws it back over. 5/3 just takes the ball away, gets a simple flick over the last defender, and pretty much sticks the final nail in the coffin here.
I mean, just do it yourself out there. It's doesn't look like he has any teammates out there, as he just took that ball, popped it over one, and bumped the other, and it is now 2-0. And I will say, I do hype up 5/3 a lot for that goal, but this whole team, this whole blue team, is looking dangerous. And if you're a GM, you're keeping your eye out for this blue team as the clock hits 0, and it will be a victory for this blue team, Psycho.
Yeah, I gotta say, over the hour that they were playing, waiting for their stream match to come up, that blue team definitely came a long way. Whenever I was streaming them earlier, they actually looked like the weaker of the two teams, and the orange team looked like the stronger of the two teams. But that blue team built chemistry pretty fast. They started playing with each other quite well, and that was very dominating for them.
Oh yeah, it was very dominating. I don't know if it was stream nerves holding the orange team back, but it just did not look like a complete team effort out there. The defense was actually pretty insane considering how many shots they put up. I think blue team by the end of it put up like 12 or 13 shots, and it just looked incredible from the blue team. But the one thing I will say about that team is you're gonna have to make more, obviously, goals happen. I know the orange team's defense was just stopping them, but you got to make more of those chances. I was kind of hoping to see a little bit more of demo plays. I know we got one goal that was a demo, or was a little bit of a bump play, but those demo plays go a long way. And Psycho, I think you know more than anybody that I do, in fact, love to be physical, and I love demos so very, very much.
I don't know why you think that I know that you like to get physical, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that does. But yeah, I mean, dude, some players are, as you say, physical players, and some players aren't. Some players like to get on the pitch, and they are very good at demoing inside their rotations. They're very good at getting bumped, and then you got the guy who's literally just going to chase you around for 5 minutes on the pitch trying to just get a bump. But personally, I'm not such a physical player. I tend to go more on the not mechanical side, but more on the fundamental side. I'm more on just trying to maintain ball possession and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, sometimes I see the physical players and I'm like, why can't I just play like that? I just need to play like that, because it always feels like the physical players always just are making plays and just doing the most.
Yeah, I will say one thing about being a physical player, and I'm not too much of a physical player, but you get a lot of hate for it, especially just like in random lobbies. You'll get people just saving you just for doing a little bump. And what I've noticed is if you demo somebody early in a game, they're going to chase that demo on you for the rest of the game. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. And for any of you out there watching who want to be more physical, just drive into cars. That simple. I mean, really, if you think about it, so what you do is you press R2 and then you steer into the other car. Okay, think of them as like a ball. Okay, these players are joining up here, Psycho. Not really seeing any names that look familiar here. I don't know if you have noticed any names that look familiar. I think 4 out of the 6 are newcomers. I might be mistaken though.
I definitely do recognize some names here. I got to say, Cream, who's a longtime player here in the Nemesis Gaming League. He's also this season he has taken on the mantle of a provisional GM, so he's going to be testing his hand at being a GM down in the Provisional League. Vokes has been playing with us for at least a couple seasons. He played on my Samurais last season, which they didn't have a great run, but he is a great player and a great guy, so definitely keep an eye out for him. Chillin is back from the dead, believe it or not. Chillin started in Nemesis in Season 1, went through some rough patch with, moderation team and management and stuff. Got a ban, came back from the ban. Now he's looking at reestablishing his name here in the Nemesis Gaming League. Vicious Oreo also been with us for a while, though I don't know too many of Vicious Oreo's accolades. I'm sorry, my man, but I do recognize the name. He has been with us for a little while. And then the last two, Lewis, a.k.a. or Lewis Saka, and then Stumpy, I think, are both new to the Nemesis Gaming League.
So I was completely wrong. Only 2 of them are newcomers to the league, but I will say I'm not too I don't have too much knowledge on the Prospect League as I only joined about 2 weeks ago. But I'm kind of using this as kind of like a trial run to see how I stack up. And to be honest, Psycho, these players look scary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and I mean, prospect players. Oh well, you're in the Prospect League, so you need. That's not good if they're looking scared of you. Oh, Vokes with a shot that's going to go just a little bit high. And Vokes actually coming. I didn't realize Vokes was in the Prospect League. He is coming down from the Challenger League from last season, so he's probably going to be a pretty heavy hitter this season down in the Prospect League. Lewis Saka going to take control of the ball, gets the clear out. Can't do too much more with it. Going to bang it down. Cream there, ready to take the ball away. Cream going to stick with it. Can't get it through Chillin' in the defensive zone, though. It's the Vokes. Going to take control. Vokes trying to get a second touch. Not going to be able to find it. And, oh, my goodness. Lewis coming with a big shot, but gets immediately demoed. And Cream going to make the save on the goal line. Cream pops it up to the midfield. Stumpy's there. He gets a touch, but can't follow it. Chillin'. Send it to the sidewall. And we got still a 0-0 goal line here, Charles, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Neither of these teams able to generate much offense, though it looks like the orange team does have the advantage.
Yeah, it does look like the orange team does have an advantage here. And one player that's standing out for me is Lewis Saka. He's looking really fast right now, and he's along with being fast. If you can make your opponents miss, which he is doing right about now, you're going to have success here in the Prospect League. And I will say this orange team is looking pretty good, but the blue team is holding their own here as they're just setting up shop in the orange zone, and right now just letting the orange team have it. And we'll see if this trend continues or if the orange team will start to have a little bit more of an offense as we go forward.
Yeah, it looks like Vicious Oreo's starting to wake up a little bit. He's been able to register 2 shots. Cream not able to register any shots, though. He does have 2 saves, so
I do believe Psycho's power went out, so I will have to take over from here. All right, as Vokes is going to hit the ball into the corner. He's looking for it as Lusanka is going to drive slowly. Oh, Psycho, you back?
Am I back?
Yep, I think you're back. All right, take it away.
Back? Okay, yes. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I got a big storm rolling through. Big ups there, Charles. You should have just kept going with that, my man. You owned that. Vokes going to come in and own that goal, though.
Beautiful stuff, really. The ball is just going to float in the air. Vogue's just going to make a play. I don't even think he hit that ball. I think it was just a misdirection. It caused Stumpy to narrowly miss the ball. Looking really good for this orange team. And if they keep this up, I'm expecting more goals to be going into the back of the blue net. Oh, and as I say that, this is the opposite of a caster curse, as Chillin is going to put one in the back of the net.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what you would call that. Oh, wow, Chillin, getting a little bit mechanical. Okay. Okay, Chillin. Chillin's starting to look good. He's come a long way from the Prospect League. And getting a little mechanical right there, trying to show off, trying to show that he deserves a spot on a roster here in the Season 8 of Nemesis. Vicious Oreo trying to get a carry. Chillin taking another shot, but Cream able to make the stop there, get his 4th save of this game. Vicious Oreo getting his first as Vokes takes another shot on net. And this orange offense is really starting to heat up and really just doing the most right now.
Oh my goodness. This is just a full-blown assault at this point. All 3 players just look hungry for a goal. And when you're hungry for a goal, I mean, you have to eat at some point. And I don't know about you, Psycho. It looks like they're having a full-course meal right now. It is 3-0 with 1 minute and 25 left to go in this match.
Yeah, and I think they're a lot like me. I mean, they're a lot like all of us, I think, Charles, because I like eating W's. That's my favorite food group is the W. I'm sure you're the same way.
Oh no, yeah, I'm totally the same way, Psycho.
Yeah, it's the most healthy thing to eat a W.
Is it on the food pyramid?
It is. It's the top one. If you look at any food pyramid that's legit FDA approved.
All right, good knowledge. You heard it here first, folks. Psycho says that there's a W on the food pyramid.
Only the FDA approved ones, though. Not any you're gonna find in schools. With 40 seconds left on this match, Orange, I mean, all but got this win so far. Blue team really gonna need to do everything that they can. They need a goal pretty much immediately to reset this ball back to the mid and then get an amazing kickoff to pull this thing back even to an overtime scenario. Voke's gonna miss his double off the backboard. Chillin still there, not able to get it through the defense. But Lewis Saka gonna come in, finally open up and get himself on the board. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. I did not realize, but Lewis Saka's been on almost every goal so far.
He's been an absolute menace this game, and I won't talk about the accidental backflip, as it actually worked in his favor there. It's looking really good. I mean, obviously for this Orange team, you're up 4-0 with 8 seconds. I don't think there's any reality close to ours where a team can come back from that, as the ball is just going to be in the air, and it's going to be an Orange victory here. Psycho, I just want to get your thoughts on this Orange team as a whole. What do you see from them?
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm honestly a little bit impressed. Chillin impressed me there. He came out with some mechanical plays. He had 2 assists, so that's good. A save. I mean, all 3 of those players really put in a lot of work. They did a lot of good stuff. Vokes not able to find any assists, but had 2 goals and 7 shots. That man was absolutely insane offensively during that game. And Team 5, the blue team, was just doing everything that they could just to not let the orange side score. Cream doing a really good job there. Stumpy and Vicious just a little bit lacking on the defensive side of things, but you know, it is what it is, and this is just a combine. It's just one game out of many to play.
Yeah, and I will say Cream on that blue team, it looked really good. That loss does not take away from anything Cream did in that game. He looked spectacular, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play a little bit in the Prospect League. And as you mentioned before, the Orange team dominance was definitely there, and they definitely showed up to win. It's looking good.
Yeah, they certainly did. Do we got a rocker dad with us, or we don't have a rocker dad with us?
We do. I am here. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Rocker Man.
Hopefully you can see me now. There you go. I'm on the screen. All right, perfect. How's it going, guys? I wanted to hop in here at the end. I know Combines. Well, what you guys think of the Combines? I know we had a lot of different matches going on. As Psycho, you helped stream some of the Combines. I guess what'd you make of the third ever Combines? The Provisional, Novice, Prospect. There's a lot of people playing tonight.
Yeah, there was a lot of people playing tonight. From what I hear, it was a lot of good stuff. You know, I was helping with the Prospect earlier, so I really only got to see a couple of matches. I didn't get to see too much in the Provisional and Novice, but it looked like there was a bunch of people in the Discord. It's always a good time when we get a big show out.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to stop in here at the end, just say thanks to everyone for stopping by for these combines. I was working hard behind the scenes, making sure everyone got the stream matches, making sure we got players in there. So I was putting some work behind the scenes, and it looks like, at least on the mainstream, looks like everything went well. So shout out to Crippus, shout out to all the people that helped out streaming tonight. I don't even know if I could probably name them all real quick. I know Toxic was one of them. Who else did we have that was available? We had Valence, Toxic, Velatech, Psycho. You were there helping us out. Smag was helping. So appreciate you guys for helping us out for streaming to the Discord today. I know things were a little bit hectic, so and I appreciate all the draftees for bearing with us here on the combines. It was a little crazy, but I know we're going to be back on a Wednesday, so I just want to say thanks to everyone for stopping by. We'll be back on a Wednesday for the Challenger through Titan combines, and then Friday. Ooh, you guys are talking about that. I heard you guys are talking about that. Friday's gonna be the big day for all these guys here in the stream. Charles, I know you as well here, being a draftee, getting a little excited.
Yeah, getting a little antsy. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time, Rocker Man.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just came in here to say thanks to everyone. And I guess I'm still in the outro for the stream, unless you guys had anything else you wanted to add here. Psycho or Charles. Just
No, I would
things
love
off.
for you to steal the outro.
Oh, perfect. Oh, good.
Mm.
All right. Well, I will steal the outro. We're going to be back Wednesday night. What is that? 8 p.m. Eastern for Challenger through Titan Combines. So if you guys didn't play in those combines, you can still technically sign up. The form's still in there. Otherwise, if you're a provisional, novice, or prospect, be ready for Friday night, because Friday night, it's the day. It's the draft day. The moment you're all waiting for. See if you're going to get drafted. See if you can make it onto a team. I know everyone's excited for that, the build up in the off season. So that is going to be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. And then Saturday, we also have another draft set going on starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. So the drafts are coming up fast and furious. Season's going to be starting soon. I mean, we're only like 2 weeks away from the start of the season, so it's crazy to be back. But yeah, appreciate everyone. Make sure you guys follow the channel. Thanks for everyone who subscribed tonight. We appreciate you. We hope to see you guys back here on Wednesday. Have a good night, everyone, and we will talk to you guys later.